But I can only speak from my own experiences. And so my experience is that consider myself a personal friend of many of the people on either side of all of these various disputes, including a friend of yours. And so that's a very complicated position to be in. And then what ends up happening?
Yes.
Yes. And there's people on either side. And it's really not even two sides. It's I don't know how many. It's fractured to a million pieces. It feels like.
Hi guys, 6283 Talk here. John Soto, SotoCast. Tucker Carlson just released a interview with Matt Walsh. This is just a little snippet of it. Just wanted to do a quick rundown of it. Take a listen, comment a little bit, see how everybody feels about it. Watch it in its entirety. It's about an hour and a half long.
And so you've got the people on all the different sides of the different disputes who are shouting at me that, well, I need to denounce so-and-so. I need to disavow this person. I need to come out and say, that I, not just that I disagree. This is one that we'd have disagreements. But the pressure is beyond it. The pressure is, no, you don't just disagree, but disavow, denounce, condemn. And my answer has been, and not everybody respects it, you don't have to respect it, but my answer is no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to denounce a friend. I'm not ever going to do it, like ever. Because to me, loyalty is a principle. Loyalty is so when people say, well, you need to stand on your principles and come out and say this or that. Well, loyalty is a principle in my mind. It's one of the most important principles for any person, for a man especially. And I think that, people, if you're not in the middle of it and you're kind of on the outside, there are a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that you don't know about.
And then, just to expand upon, obviously, if my friend or whomever is committed like a violent crime, yeah, you turn them in. This is not what he's talking about, right? The big problem with right now is the right, essentially the right has taken over media at this point. Media from younger than boomer and down, even to a lot of extent boomers. And so everyone's jockeying for position. It's a cutthroat business, right? Everyone's out for blood. And a lot of these people are taking these, far out there opinions and stating these things. And there's a lot of mudslinging. And people are being, just like he said, I'm sure he's talking, everyone's telling him to either denounce Candace or go, everyone is saying pick a side. And you don't have to pick a side. You could just say what you think without denigrating or, picking a fight with another person that's kind of like on the same side, for the most part. And I get it. Like there is a lot of nuance here in these, the political right for what it's worth has a lot more, we're much more broad-based than the left. The left is a very monolithic being, and it makes it difficult because everyone in the right has their own little camps and their own ideas, but that's kind of good. That's kind of what we want, right? We want to debate these things. We want to go back and forth so that the right idea can kind of make it through and get to the people. So there's no need to go and say that you don't like Milo or Candace or Tucker or Nick or you don't have to go through all these things and take everybody and say here's what they think and here's why I don't think what they think and here's why I do think what they think. There's no need to do that. I don't know if that's exactly what he's getting at here, but that's my takeaway at least.
And so when I say that somebody is a friend and I feel personal loyalty to them, it doesn't just mean that, I kind of like that person. But for me, anyway, what that means is this is someone who I know personally,
yes,
who I can call on the phone, who I can share a meal with, I've shared a meal with. And very often, this is someone who has had my back and supported me in ways that you might not see. Not in like they've paid me off, right, but just in a friend way. Like, yeah. I've got your back. I'm going to support you. I'll defend you. Hey, everyone's attacking you for this or that reason, and I got your back, right? And so there are a lot of people who've done that for me. And once you do that for me, then I feel like duty bound that I cannot turn around. I will not turn around and stab you in the back or condemn you. Like, you have my back, I'll have yours. That's the idea.
Okay, that's the principle you said. You said it's more than an idea, it's more than an emotional response, it's a principle, and you said it's especially important for men. And I just agree with you so strongly when you say that, but haven't taken the time to think through why it's so important to me. Can you explain why that's a principle and why it's especially important for men?
Well, I think it's about integrity. It's a matter of personal integrity. It's also a matter of having a spine. I mean, if you denounce someone because, especially again a friend, because you've got a million people screaming in your face and telling you to do it, well, how can that possibly be a principled stand? You're doing it to get people to stop yelling at you.
Right.
That's why
exactly.
you're doing it. And actually, even if they're not your friend, if people are yelling at you, if you do anything because people are yelling at you to do it, then that's the wrong. It's the wrong reason to do something.
Yes.
It's the wrong reason even to do the right thing, really. But with a friend, it's the wrong thing. There's also just this basic principle of, doing to others as you would have them doing to you.
And there's something uniquely repulsive about betrayal. And that's what that is. That's why Quisling got executed. That's why Judas is reviled. Betrayal, someone that you're responsible for or are in a real relationship with, and then you whip around and undercut the person. That's worse than like an invading army.
And it is so important for men. And one of the reasons why it's so important for men is women have a lot of friends. Like, I don't know how to really explain it, but there are a lot of friends at like arm's distance. And guys, for the most part, I mean, if you're a guy and you're in trouble, and we all know this, right? When you really think about it, how many people can you actually call? How many people can you actually pick up the phone and say, listen, I need a hand? Those are few and far between. That is not an everyday person that, some guys don't have any. I mean, I'm very lucky that I definitely have a few. But those are people that I definitely would never, disavow or disown. Like I said, outside of them being like convicted of like a crime. And, the things that we're talking about here, the things that they're getting at here is, they're going at him to disavow other commentators for their opinions and for what they're saying. It's not really a valid point. That's not really a valid reason to even get into that space.
Kind of, it feels that way to me.
And I think that's right. That's something we all kind of instinctively understand, which is why everyone has such a low opinion of traders.
Yes.
Traders are below
exactly
dirt in terms of how we rank them. Now, disagreement, on the other hand, is not betrayal. And you can obviously disagree with someone who's a friend. And if you have a friend who demands that you never disagree with them, well, that's not really a friend.
No.
And the relationship you have with them is one of, it's not a friend relationship.
It's a master-slave relationship.
Right, it's a subservient relationship.
Exactly.
And as men, we should not be in those kinds of relationships either. So you could certainly disagree with someone. And so I'm not talking about that, and that's important because even what I'm saying right now, I know that Twitter's going to have fun with it, and they're going to say, "Oh, you're saying you can never disagree with a friend?" Of course, you can disagree with a friend. Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what I have personally experienced. Like if I look in my mentions or email or even people I talk to, of saying denounce, condemn, disavow. Okay, that is very specifically that's what I've heard, and that is the thing that I cannot ever do. And maybe I have a more extreme view of that than most people. I mean,
no, you don't. You have the most basic human view. Like, what world are we in?
Well, because someone asked me once. They said we were talking about this, and they said, "Okay, what if someone you're really close with, your brother? What if he murders someone? What if he becomes an axe murderer? Yeah. Well, then you would disavow him and condemn him, wouldn't you?
No, I'd get him a fake passport.
Right? I
mean, he's my brother.
Yeah, if my brother was a serial killer and had 40 bodies in his basement, I would not get on camera and disavow or condemn him. I would not do it. Now,
who are you saying this to? Someone actually asked you that question?
Yes. To be clear, it was not my brother who was trying to make sure I wouldn't. It wasn't that.
Do you remember this line from the?
Yeah, it's a fascinating point. Because, and I think Tucker has actually said this a couple of times. If you're, again, that's when you're doing something like that. If you were going to disavow your brother, even in this instance for crimes against humanity or whatever it is, that's something that's still your brother. It will play out in the court system. Now, what I would do personally for my brother is I would probably try to tell him to turn himself in, just because, of all the families that have been affected and this thing needs to get resolved. That's just something that I would do. I don't know if I would, go to the lengths of turning him in. I think I would really try to persuade him to end this craziness because of all of the people that have been suffering because of, at the hand of him. And also, I'd be worried that he would continue on a spree and affect more lives. So that would be something where I would be probably pretty torn over it. If he didn't get to that point where he would turn himself in, you know, if I thought he was a danger to like many other people, I mean, you know, Tucker kind of plays tongue in cheek with this, that he would give him a passport. I don't know if he really would. And if you think you're going to give your brother a passport to go overseas and murder other people, think about the families you're potentially having destroyed. I get it; it's a very out there scenario, but in that extreme case, I think you kind of have to put it. You know, you kind of have to put it to bed. You got to end it. But yeah, it's a really interesting discussion. This is about a quarter of the way through. It just came out. I think today actually. I don't know when I'm going to be airing this. Maybe in a day or two. But yeah, great discussion. Matt Walsh is awesome. Tucker's really always one of the best. If you guys want to follow me on the X, 6283Talk on the X. Thank you guys so much. Hit the subscribe button, hit the share, hit the like, hit all that stuff if you can. Really appreciate it. I'm John Soto. See you again in the next one, guys. Take care.